everybody, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to talk about what week 2 is going to look like and a recap of week 1 for the Shelftember shelf cooking challenge. And so yeah, I'm just gonna go take a seat and we're gonna go look at my list real quick and see how we did. All the meals that I had on here I did end up doing, except for chicken enchiladas. We did pizza night instead. And so this one I still want to do because I still have a lot of items for it. Actually, I have every item for it except for I do need to get some more tortillas. So I will just slide that into next week and do, or this coming up week and do that. So last week went pretty good. My kids got kind of creative with some of their items. I had them get involved in the process of, you know, figuring out what to make, and they did a really great job. We had a whole bunch of eggs, and my daughter saw this thing, I don't know, on YouTube Shorts or something, and where we have a mini waffle maker. It's like this big, and she plugged it in and she cracked an egg and she put it in there, and it made a waffle shaped egg, and she put it on a sandwich, and she like did other things with it. She doesn't usually eat eggs, so it was a really fun way for her to cook an egg by herself and then incorporate that into her diet. So that was pretty cool. And so we just got kind of creative. We started going through all the items in our freezer for breakfast and used leftovers for lunch, and you know, ate things from the garden. Instead of buying more salsa, I had salsa in the fridge, but it ended up not being good. So I made it from all the stuff in my garden. I actually ended up having enough items from my garden to make that. I had enough paste, you know, like Roma tomatoes and all sorts of peppers, and I threw it on my Instagram, I think, which I'll put, you know, somewhere for you to follow at Jolene Marie Blog. And I was trying to put my meals up there. Like, we did a baked ziti. I didn't have any ground meat, so I took meatballs and cooked them in a little bit of sauce and basically cubed them up, and along with a bunch of vegetables. I cubed those up too and threw them in there with the meatballs, and then put it into the ziti with sauce and cheese, and my kids loved it. It was great. And we had leftovers. We actually had enough for that for 2 nights because I made a huge casserole dish of it. So yeah, so I think it went really well, and I'm excited to do it again. So I just wanted to you know, just kind of say how it went last week. And I wanted to kind of just cross things off of my list that I've already used in my pantry items. I think it's a really good idea to do that. Some items you'll have to replenish, like my daughter drinks milk, so I will definitely be getting more of that. However, I won't be getting more. There's some things I just won't be getting more of because the whole point was to get rid of it. So I won't be getting any more frozen vegetables. I won't be getting any more bacon. I won't be getting any more sausages, or, you know, whatever. Some of those kind of like quick breakfast items, I won't be getting more of them because the whole point was just to go through them. So yeah, so I still have like hash browns and stuff. I think because we did end up having so many leftovers, tonight was supposed to be the pizza night. That was the only one that I moved around. Not tonight, tomorrow. Tonight is chickpea veggie rice noodles. We ended up doing the garlic chicken thighs. I'm just gonna cross that off my list. Instead of doing a chicken enchiladas, I couldn't do because I didn't have enough tortillas after we did the beef tacos, which I was supposed to do fajitas, and I ended up doing tacos. Which was silly because I have a bunch of peppers I need to use. So I need to find it done in another way. And then that one's left. We did pizza night, meatball, and fried rice with, like, just like a fried rice mix. I have a bunch of rice left over that I need to use from another meal, and I have eggs left and frozen veggies I really need to get through. So I will be doing the chickpea veggie rice noodle bowls and the fried rice. That's what I'm going to do for tonight and tomorrow night. So I already have one meal for tomorrow. Tomorrow starts my new week. It's the 8th. And I'm just doing it every Wednesday since the first happened to fall on a Wednesday. And so I'm just gonna go through and cross off all my items from my pantry and freezer list, and then we're gonna meal plan again and order some groceries. Okay, so I went through all of my stuff. I feel like they're pretty good. I got a lot of things marked off from the deep freezer. I got, we used almost everything from our CSA. I got quite a few refrigerator items, like a lot of things that need to get used, like the avocados. I had some stir-fry sauce there that needs to get used. Green beans that I had picked and that were from my CSA. The marinara got used up, the stuff from the fridge and from the pantry. Salad mixes, just a bunch of veggies and stuff like the eggplant I've been meaning to use. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good. We stuffed 3 weeks ago and we're chopping down on it. Yeah, so the things that I'm not too worried about getting rid of are, I do want to be able to use like my bulk, I buy bulk beans and rice, and I do get a few handfuls of canned items. Those are all still good, so I'm not super hyper focused on trying to get rid of those, but those are great bases to any meal, like getting a good starch, a good, like a healthy carb. So I'm definitely, you know, going to be focusing more on the freezer and refrigerator items, and then the pantry items, of course, just help to supplement it. But like I'm not gonna run out of like apple cider vinegar and go out of my way to use up all my like balsamic vinaigrette or whatever. Yeah, but what I was thinking is that I do need tortillas for my enchiladas, and it's been a really long time since I've made tortillas. Tortillas are like, if I get the big pack of them, which I like to do because my kids go through a lot of tortillas, it's like $7, which isn't like a horrible deal, but when I only have $25 to spend and I should be using things out of my pantry, I'm just going to try to find a simple recipe to be able to do the enchiladas. So then maybe I can't do them this week because that's the only ingredient that I ran out of. So that's kind of what the point of shelf cooking is, to see what you can use, and it just may mean that you need to do something from scratch. So gonna find a recipe for that, and then I'm going to find my meals. I'll let you know what they are, and then I want to take you out to the garden. It's being deconstructed right now because we are about to do our fall like flip over. So yeah, so I'm gonna find some meals. Okay, I think I have it kind of figured out. Also, I do want to note that I know I said I was going to alphabetize and print out my list, but my printer is busted, like busted. I don't think I can fix it. I've tried. And so we have another one coming. So yeah, my notebook it is. So, okay, so here are the things that I have that I'm going to be doing for our meals. Enchiladas with beans and rice. I'm going to have to home make the tortillas, and I do have all the ingredients for that. I'm going to pull over because we had some leftover nights I wasn't expecting. Like last night, I actually have a bunch of leftovers from the chicken thighs and veggies, and a kid or myself or both will have that for lunch. So that's a nice thing about leftovers. If you have a lot of it, you can put it into a second dinner. If you have kind of some, then you can make it as a lunch choice. So let's see, fried rice with veggies, I'm gonna pull that over, so we'll do that this week instead. We're gonna do spaghetti and salad. I do still have some stuff left for salad, and with my CSA I'm getting more lettuce. I'm getting lettuce, radishes, cucumber, tomato, onion, and an herb choice. Not really sure what herb choice means. Maybe they have a bunch of herbs and I can choose one? I don't know. The radishes and cucumber, I have so many cucumbers. I think I'm going to take the radishes and cucumber and maybe see if my neighbor wants to trade me for a different veggie or fruit or something that they have. So, okay. What else do we have? I'm doing chicken fajitas. So I still need to do fajitas to get rid of the onion and all of the bell peppers that I have, and the mass amounts of zucchini that I have. So I'm still going to do it. I'm just going to do it with chicken instead. And then we're also going to, so I'm going to grab chicken this week. So chicken pot pie, my daughter suggested that. My kids really like chicken pot pie. I usually get the Pillsbury rollout dough to make it really easy. I think I'm just gonna make the dough this time because I have all the ingredients. It is easy to do. It's not as easy as just taking something out and rolling it out. I'm not great at doing crust. It'll probably suck. Maybe not. It won't look pretty, but it'll probably taste good. So I do make a good chicken pot pie. Another great thing to just throw a bunch of vegetables in. You just mince them up really small with chicken and make a really nice like sauce, like roux, and you put it together and you bake it. So good. And then a lentil chili. Chilies are really great for if you need to get rid of veggies. You can do it as a meatless or as a meat chili. I'm going to do mine meatless. I'm going to do a lentil chili. So I'll do like lentils and beans and carrots and whatever other vegetables that I need to get rid of. And I'll just, again, chop them up really small. I have a bunch of chili beans and different things like that in my pantry, and I'll make a really good sauce to go with it. I have a ton of tomato sauce and diced tomatoes. So I'm not actually buying marinara this week for my spaghetti or I had tortellini still as a lunch choice. I'm just gonna make my own. I'm gonna grab some tomato paste and just make my own. I have so many freaking tomatoes and so many cans of tomato sauce and diced tomatoes that there's just no reason why I can't just make my own tomatoes. And I just took a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes, cut them in half, sprinkled a little sea salt on them, or Himalayan salt, and put them in my dehydrator over the weekend. And so I have those that I can use to make something really yummy with, or throw it in my sauce. So I will do that. And then the last night, I'm just gonna do it as a leftovers night. I usually tie in 1 or 2 leftovers nights anyway, but between the chicken pot pie, the chili, and probably the spaghetti, we're going to have a lot of leftovers. So I may end up with 2 leftover nights, and if so, I'll just take one of those meals and kick it over to next week, but I know we'll have at least one. And then the spaghetti, I have 3 like turkey burger, like ground turkey, like patties or whatever. I'm gonna do what I did with the meatballs, and I didn't have ground meat. I'm not going to buy ground meat. I'm going to cook them and dice them and use that, and my kids are not going to care because it's going to taste the same. And that's what I have. Breakfast is going to be the same. It's going to be, you can do fruit, yogurt, pancakes, waffles, whatever. We're out of the quick stuff, so we're going to have to actually make a bunch, and I'll probably just batch make it for the week, and then I will go ahead and put them in the freezer. Once they're all cooled off, you can just put them in the freezer. What else? I have, oh, muffins. So muffins, I'm gonna have that for a snack as well. So I have a bunch of oats and flour and dates and nuts and seeds and stuff like that. I have a whole bunch of baking items I need to use up. I can just home make muffins and different things like that. And whatever's left over from breakfast, I can just leave them out for snack. My kids will eat that with fruit or yogurt for snack. Again, I saw popcorn, veggies, and hummus I still have as well. I have some crackers. I'm actually going to go ahead and splurge and get them some goldfish crackers this week, since I will have room in my budget, I think. And then for lunch, it'll just be sandwiches, leftovers. I still have that tortellini that needs to get used, and my daughter loves it actually without sauce. So, yeah, that still needs to get done if they want like a pasta. Sometimes like mac and cheese or different pastas. So last week I spent like 24 or 25 was the total. This week I don't know what it will be. I'm actually going to go in store. Last week I didn't go in store. Last week, because I needed cat food and my grocery delivery was the only thing place that carried the cat food I needed, I made my minimum to get it delivered. So the food portion with tax was the $24.25, and then I added in my cat food, which was really convenient last week. But I don't need cat food this week, so I actually have to go into the store. My daughter needs her milk, some frozen yogurt, and goldfish, so that way they have some snack items. Ham, they're out of. Instead of doing sliced cheese, I'm just going to do a cheese block because they're out of that for sandwiches. Eggs, chicken, and bread. I will take you guys with me there later today when their dad gets home, but for now I just wanted to go show you what my garden looks like. So let's go outside. Alrighty, so yeah, let's go look at the garden. I'm gonna throw, whoa, camera. I'm gonna throw these bad boys on. They're way too bright for me having contacts in. Let's see, okay. So there used to be corn beds. Oh, you know, I'll just flip you around. Okay. There used to be corn beds, and now there are none. Okay, corn beds, gone. There's a bunch back there. My bin is full, so I can't put any more in there. So I have a bunch here too. So what I'm going to do, because my bin is full, we only get compost picked up every other week, which sucks, but that's okay. I'm going to, oh, I started it over here. I need to do a compost. I need to build a compost bin as like a permanent solution. Yeah, for now, I'm just going to do a mini one and just do a couple rounds of this. So I'm taking the dirt that I have, that, like, you know how you get a bunch of dirt that pulls up when you pull things out. I'm knocking it into here, and I also have some extra fertilizer and dirt that I'll put in here. I've been chopping up pretty small the corn and different things like that. I'm going to make just kind of like a mini compost type thing. It won't be 100% broken down, but that is totally fine. Since I'm doing a no-till method, I'm just going to take this mixture and I'm going to toss it onto the tops of these beds when they're finished, and then I'll just plant right into it. So I have a lot of things I can put into that compost. But I am still waiting on a few things. These guys will stay. I'll just plant around them, trim them down. But like this pretty little thing right here. Isn't that pretty? It's almost ready. They're going to be released, just little small ones. Oh, I got a cantaloupe over there. These things are finally starting to get a teeny tiny bit ripe. I'm still waiting. Yeah, I still have a lot of tomatoes to harvest, but I'm not worried about the tomatoes in the bins. Not worried about them. I took all the flowers out of here except for those. Some flowers are still going strong. You guys can see that. It's really hard with the sun in the way. As if the sun is inconveniencing me. What else? I don't have anything in this bed. This bed's completely cleared. And I'm just chopping these down. A friend told me I could just chop them down and just let the roots compost and then use the rest of it as my compost. Corn maze. It's a mess. It's getting there. I can only do so much at one time, especially in the heat. It really kicks my butt. So I'm trying to do it in the mornings, but this morning it did not happen. I didn't get much sleep last night, so got a little extra sleep this morning. So yeah, that's it. That's how it's coming along, being deconstructed. Oh, you can see them better now. They're beautiful. So onions are almost ready to pull. As you can see, they're starting, the tops are dying out, so I need to pull those. However, they're not very big, but who cares? I will still use them. We harvested, as you saw in the last video, a ton of tomatoes, and I feel like it's time to do it again. There's so many in here. They're hiding. They're just like, there's another super ripe one down there. There's just a lot to harvest, and I try to harvest as often as I can because then the energy just goes into getting the other ones ripe, and this box needs to, you know, needs to get going, needs to get finished. This box, oh, this one's also, everything's pulled out except for, I have some little guys growing in here. Where is he? I can't see him. Oh, you can. Right there. It's cantaloupe. And then over there is another little watermelon. This guy's, he's green, but like, I've never grown a cantaloupe before. It's so cool. And then there's a bunch of, that thing's just a jungle. So yeah, so that's it. That is my garden, and it's coming along. I hope to, by next weekend, by the end of September, I need to have had everything deconstructed, everything put compost, everything dealt with essentially, and I need it to have things planted by the end of September. That's kind of my last chance to get everything done, because then when October comes, where I am in Western Washington, it just starts to rain all of the time, and then it stays pretty mild for, I don't know, a couple months, and then it gets cold quick. So I will probably end up hoop housing these, and then yeah, we'll see what we get in the spring. So alright, I'm gonna let you guys go. I've got to get a few things done, and then we are going to go on a shopping trip, and yeah, and then I guess that's it for this video. Curious how your guys' week 1 went. Did you guys have to go back to the grocery store? Did you overspend, underspend? Did you have a easy or hard time figuring out meals? I feel like meal planning is hard for me. I tend to like to do the same things over and over, so this is definitely taking me out of my comfort zone of trying to think of meals that we haven't had in a long time or don't do very often. So yeah, so I will talk to you guys soon. Alright, we're gonna go into Walmart and see if I can keep the Walmart, like the neighborhood grocery is the one that I go to. We're gonna see if I can keep this under 25. I kind of highly doubt that that's gonna happen, but we'll see. This is why I do things online, but I need meat, and that is gonna be, I think, the challenge. So alright, so we're done, and yeah, $34.64, that's what I got out of there for. But that's okay. I had to end up getting a large thing of chicken because it's kind of all that they had, and that'll last me 2 weeks, so even still I'm a little bit over, but I think that's alright. We'll see how I do next week. Maybe it'll just all even out in the ends. But yeah, Jordan Page, she suggests 25, but I have a large family of 6, so she did say you could bump it to 50. I'm really trying to keep it as close to that 25 as possible. I thought this was going to be easy. I was clearly wrong. This is much harder than I thought, and I feel like I barely got anything. So we'll see how the week goes and how much I have left over to put towards next week. I think I just need to get more creative with meals, you know. I think that's what I need to do, which is really hard with picky eaters, but we're gonna have to all expand our palates. I think it'll be good. It'll be good for us. All right, it's time to go home and get all this put away. And you know, this is the end of the video. I'm going to do another video on some of the things I'm doing for like meal prep and that sort of thing. So that's the end of this video. Hit the like if you like this video. Hit subscribe if you want to see more. And until the next time, I will see you guys later.